time to finish this whole left side of the butterfly now. So let's go ahead and add our final highlights and shadows. Now, I know I didn't add green in our color scheme, but for this lecture, we're going to be using a light, almost minty green for the highlights and shadows. Not exactly a highlight, but we're going to be using it to give our wings a little shiny look to them. So go ahead and pause the video if you need, and go find yourself a light green pencil. Alright, so once you've done that, let's go ahead and take our green pencil, and in certain areas, not all of them, we're going to lightly put a very light layer of green down. So we're going to put a light layer of green over this section up here. So go ahead and do that now. Just very, very lightly. And it's okay if you cover up the white, because we're going to mostly go back over all the green with our white colored pencil. Let's go ahead and add a little bit down here as well. And down here. Alright, there we go guys. Now let's go ahead and take our white colored pencil, and we're just gonna start adding in our most intense points of light and where it's going to be reflecting on the wing. So we're going to take our white and we're going to go over our green again and down in here, but not too hard, because we still want the green to show through a little bit. And then we're going to bring our white all the way up this line. Just like that. And then we're going to bring it up a little bit, up into here, and follow this black line to there. And then let's take our white and add a little bit more right in here over this green. Alright, there we go. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing down here. We're going to put a very, very strong line of white right there. You can push down pretty hard for this part, guys. I'm going to add some right in there and then bring it all the way across this. And we're going to do the same thing down here. Bring it to there. Then we'll take our white and just lightly shade it until it gets into the blue. Alright, if you guys need to pause the video, go ahead and do that. Even if you need to go back and rewatch how I did it, it's perfectly fine, and I totally recommend doing that. So now we got most of this area. Let's just go through and add some last final streaks across these lines. Just like that. And we'll do one up here. And then we're going to take our white colored pencil and lightly just put a small tint of white or shade of white and just kind of blend it right on top of there. Let's do the same thing up here. Right, now that we've done that, for a little extra detail and highlights, we're going to take our white and just pull some streaks up into this black. They're going to be really faint, but this little detail will make your picture look all the better. So go ahead and add those now. Alright guys, now that we've added those, let's go ahead and take our black colored pencil and we can add some shadows. Now, this is mostly a flat surface, so the shadows aren't going to be too intense. But let's just take our black and we're going to pull a little bit out into the color, just a bit. Just like that. Not as much as we did with the white because we don't want too much black coming out into the color. Now we're going to take our black and lightly shade in some areas. Very light, because if you go too dark with the black, it's going to be really hard to cover back up. Now let's come right in here and just lightly add some. Let's add some shadow right under this line. Right, then we'll do the same thing down here. So as you can see, we added some highlights along the ridges of the line, and then we put mostly our shadows here in the middle. Just very faint shadows. It would be easier to determine where the shadows go if we had a picture that wasn't so flat like our butterfly. But with this, there's not a ton we can do because it's mostly a flat picture. So guys, that's about it. You can go through and touch these lines up back again if you need to. If you went over them a little bit, that's totally fine. You can darken them up. Now let's go ahead and move down to our bottom wing and do the same thing. So we'll take our white and we'll just start making these lines. Alright, so we got those right there. Now let's make another one on this side, and we're going to bring it down along here. And then we'll do some more white along the lines in here. Alright, and now we will just take our black and add some very, very faint shadows. So once again, we're going to outline these lines with a white, and then we're going to very faintly take our black and add some little bit of shadow coming in between. Very, very faintly so you can barely see it. And then we'll take our black and kind of pull some out here. Just like that. Then you can do the same thing with the white inside here. Just for a little bit extra detail. And then lastly, let's take our black and add a very small faint shadow right under there. Just like that. And guys, and that is it. So I really hope you enjoyed this so far, and to finish this assignment, what I want you to do is go ahead and do the right side of the butterfly on your own. Try to remember as much as you can and do it on your own. But if you need to, and you probably will have to, go back to these lectures and watch how I did some parts. I can't wait to see your butterfly in the Q&A section and what you've done with it.